Next question. A group of students attach object Q and R of different masses to a toy parachute each and release them from the same height. They recorded the time taken for each object to reach the ground. Alright, so object Q and object R is released with the parachute each, and time taken for the object to reach the ground is recorded, so they have the first and second average time. Now, what was the aim of the experiment? The aim of the experiment is to find out how each object affects the time taken for the to reach the ground, right? You can also say that we would like to find out which object Q or R will reach the ground first. But actually, I prefer the aim of the experiment to be how each object Q and R will affect the time taken for the parachute to reach the ground. Right? So name the force that acts in the direction opposite of the pull of gravity. So if the gravity is pulling downwards, what opposes that downward motion would be friction. Right? Because remember, friction opposes motion. Now, which object Q or R has a greater mass? We know that the gravity pulls down the object, according to how heavy the object is. The heavier the object, the more the gravitational pull is. So in this case, if you look at the results, okay, you can see that the gravitational force is pulling one faster than the other. So that means that object would be heavier, right? Or has a greater mass, okay? So when they ask you to explain your choice, like this one, then you need to say that all that I said just now, right? Gravity pulls object Q faster than object R, and this indicates that object Q has more mass than object R, right? Because the more the mass of an object, the more the gravitational pull is towards the ground. Okay. Let's look at the next question. Suggest one change to the canopy which would increase the time taken for the parachutist to reach the ground. We know that the parachutist is being pulled down towards the ground by gravity, and the canopy increases the friction by friction, or the force that is opposing the motion, the downward motion of the parachutist, which is being pulled down by gravity. The friction is actually caused by air being trapped in the canopy as the parachutist falls to the ground. So one change that can be done to the canopy is to trap even more air. Now, what would you change to the canopy to allow it to trap even more air as the parachutist falls down to the ground while being pulled down by gravity? Okay, so I've given you a lot of clues there. All you need to do is to think about it and then write down your answer here when you are given the worksheet later. Thank you.